Welcome back to NASCAR Thunder 2003 Custom Season for Race 4 of 36. Today we will be at Auto Club Speedway for running the NAPA Auto Parts 500. So you see the track facts on the screen. This place will seat 92,000 in the grandstands. The first race was run in 1997. The winner's purse is $195,000. The track record was 38.41, set in April of 2002 by Ryan Newman. Coming to the green flag, considering this is very similar to when we'll race at Michigan, you want to keep that car wide open. You're going to be almost 200 diving off into turn one. Keep that car on the white line. As we make our way through turn number 2, you want to almost follow where the rubber lays in the corner, because that'll be the fastest way around. But on race day, when you're in a big pack, you're going to see people 3-4 wide, because these corners are big, they're sweeping, they're wide. You're going to see cars on the apron, cars in the middle, cars up high, cars on the bottom. You'll see cars everywhere in the corners and on the front stretch. First lap will put us in the 14th position for this race. Dylan Murway comes into this race 30th in points, obviously looking for a win. That way he doesn't have to worry about any extra baggage later on in the season as they head to North Carolina and the Homestead Miami Speedway Road Course, which will be race number 6 this season. First road course race. There's a couple Roval-type road courses this season. Obviously, the Daytona Roval will be race 25, so they're excited there as well. As Dylan Murway will put himself 8th, which is the best starting spot he's had since Daytona. Let's go down to MRN Radio.
MRN is in Fontana, California, home of the California Speedway for today's NAPA Auto Parts 500. It's another great day for racing. Pit strategy could be a major factor in this race, Barney. You're right. Fuel mileage is a big concern for a lot of teams. As twin flag racing leagues, they'll have to be very careful when they decide to put fuel. Michael Wolf joined EEI to start the 2001 season. Got a win in his very first race for his new team. He followed that up with some very impressive runs at restrictor plate tracks. He's always had a knack for drafting into top-notch equipment. You'll be sure to see him up near the front. A Windcraft car finds himself in a bit of a slump. Oh, he definitely wants to turn things around starting now. His whole crew seems determined to pull out of his slump. I wouldn't be surprised if they pull off at least the top 15. Frank Kimmel is having some trouble in the points this year. Yeah, those guys have been working so hard this year. Some of them really show in points. It seems they can't keep that car out of trouble on race day. Maybe they're luck for shoes today. Gentlemen, start your engine. In the front row are the NASCAR Racing Dodge in the 8th car. In the second row are the NAPA Auto Parts Chevrolet in the 30 car. Starting the race from row 3 are the DuPont Chevrolet and the Windcraft car. The fourth row has the DeWalt Power Fuel Sport and the GM Goodrich Circus Plus Chevrolet. Starting the race from row 5 will be the UPS Ford and the Alltel Ford.
Oh, God.
In the ninth row, we have the Interstate Battle spotting out with the Caterpillar Dodge. In the 10th row are the 23 car and the Sirius Satellite Radio Dodge. Starting the race for row 11 are the Type Ford and the Singular Wireless Chevrolet. Mark Martin, the NASCAR Winston Cup points leader, will begin the race from the middle of the field. Row 13 finds the Target Dodge and the Glow Chevrolet. The 14th row has the Home Depot Pontiac and the Citgo Ford. In row 15 are the 16 car and the Havoc Ford. Starting the race from row 16 are the Valvoline Pontiac and the Pinto Chevrolet. Row 17 has the Cheerios Dodge and the Riverbank Ford. Starting at row 18 will be the Square D Chevrolet and the Fan Racing Dodge. In row 19 are the 19 car and the 63 car. In row 20 are the 46 car and the Sprint Dodge. Back in row 21, we have the Kodak Chevrolet and the 27 car. And rounding out the field is the M&M's Pontiac.
Alrighty, so Sterling Marlin and Dale Jr. on the front row, breaking Ford's three-race streak, which in retrospect really isn't that impressive, of putting their car on the front row. Obviously, Dale Jarrett led all 66 laps last race at Vegas on Tuesday afternoon. So we're at California. Pace car is off. 62 laps. Sterling Marlin brings him down. Green flag at Auto Club. That was a little tight there, getting in behind Jeff Gordon. Dylan Murway almost turned him, pretty much, as Dylan Murway is experiencing more of the same from Vegas. Car is ridiculously tight in the corners. Can't quite sit down. Can't quite pass anybody. Dylan Murway trying to hopefully get some momentum going on the outside of green, as we got a problem already. Burton stacked it. Jarrett gets turned, stacks everybody up. That's last week's winner. Hitting the brakes in front of Dylan Murway. And everything seems to settle down. So you know the king. Top six started to settle down. Sterling Marlin and Dale Earnhardt Jr. continue to battle. Earnhardt Jr. has the lead for a moment over Marlin. And Dylan Murway gets passed by Kevin Harvick for seventh. Field is beginning to fan out three wide further back. Terry Labonte, Bill Elliott, and more. Dylan Murway with a draft under Harvick takes seventh back. Kind of similarly designed paint schemes, just different colors. Harvick on the inside with the gray and black car. Dylan Murray with the Lakers themed car. Crosses over with Harvick. So early leader is Jeff Gordon making his way to the front. Marlin in second. Kenseth is third. Jarrett Jr. is fourth. And it looks like Michael Waltrip. Jarrett Jr. is fourth. And Jeff Green is fifth. Michael Waltrip sixth. Kevin Harvick seventh. So that's the top 7 up to this point. Dylan Murray moving Harvick. Jeff Burton up there in 9th. So far, it's been a majority Chevrolet-dominated field up there. Got a car smoking on the apron. That is the 23 of Scott Wimmer. Waltrip and Green fighting for 5th. They're still racing each other. Dylan Murray trying to get Kevin Harvick to stay with him to hopefully catch up with Green and Waltrip. Harvick looks on the inside. So you got 4 cars fighting for 5th. Harvick and Murray a little ways back. Moves Harvick out of the way. A little bit of a bump and run on Kevin Harvick. Harvick falls to 8th by the looks of it. Yeah, he's still in 8th. Dylan Murray trying to run down Waltrip and Jeff Green. Dylan Murray trying to suck the draft off of Green. Eight laps complete here in the NAPA Auto Parts 500 from California Speedway. Kind of ironic. Dylan Murray trying to catch the NAPA Auto Parts themed race car. Jeff Green looking down low. Dylan Murray kind of using the apron to almost suck the draft and side draft the 30 car. He's going to pass them both here for 5th. Green comes back. Murray runs Green into Waltrip. And everything seems to settle down. You'll see people probably pit around lap 25-ish if I had to estimate. If we just run straight through without a caution and burn fuel under yellow, pacing around the track. Earnhardt Jr. up in 4th. Jeff Gordon leading. Matt Kenseth 2nd. And Sterling Marlin in 3rd. So 9 laps complete. Dylan Murray trying to keep the momentum going. So far, everything seems to be settled down for the rest of the field. Dylan Murray almost 2 seconds back from Junior. As laps continue to tick down. Alrighty. Dylan Murray having a strong run going after poor finishes at Atlanta and a even worse finish at Vegas. So far, he's currently running in 5th. Probably going to be like Donald Trump and say, "Stop the count. Stop the count. I'm running good." Whoa. Oh, that was almost big. Big bear. Dylan Murray trying to keep the car on the bottom. Using the apron, moves up the track. "12 laps complete. We are on lap number 13. Here at California today. Jeff Gordon is your leader. Kenseth is in second. The field has seemed to spread out a little bit. Dylan Murray trying to keep the track moving. 13 laps complete. We're now on lap number 14. Ow, a little bit of contact there off 2. Actually, a lot of contact. That was pretty solid on Dylan Murray. Oh, we got a car on the wall. Looks like Kenseth with a problem. Kenseth goes up the track, smacks the wall. We stay green. And now Kenseth is under attack from Junior. So Jeff Gordon is pretty much checked out. The Pittsburgh, Indiana native, won the first race here in 1997 and looks to add another trophy to the list this afternoon here at California in the early stages of this. But Jeff Gordon leads early on in this one. So, while that goes on, Dylan Murray is basically checked out from Kevin Harvick after battling with him early on in the race. And that little dust up with Dale Jarrett on lap 1. Currently running down Junior and Kenseth. They're looking faster each lap, bit by bit, it seems like. Dylan Murray trying to hopefully suck a draft off of Junior or Kenseth for third as those two begin to mix things up. A little bit of contact there. Junior takes a spot. Kenseth looks under Dylan Murray. One car has fallen out of the race, and hopefully they keep it that way. "17 laps complete in the NAPA Auto Parts 500 in a race that has seen the first portion of it go caution-free. racing under the San Gabriel Mountains. Dylan Murway racing past the trees and off into turn 3. Let's go ahead and crank it up. We're reaching halfway on fuel status right now. Dylan Murway is going way up the racetrack now, wearing out both front tires. So this means cars may be hitting pit road in the next 4 or 5 laps here in the NAPA Auto Parts 500. One car has fallen out of the race. That is the 23 of Scott Wimmer. Jeff Gordon is leading. Sterling Marlin has led a couple laps at the start. Dale Jr. led for 1 lap today. Dylan Murway is having a much better run compared to the last couple races back in Vegas and Atlanta. Could he be a shot to get an automatic lock into the playoffs? As cars continue to we're going to take a look here at the race stats up to this point. So top 10 as it sits, Jeff Gordon is the leader, Sterling Marlin is second, Matt Kenseth is third, Dale Earnhardt Jr. fourth, Dylan Murway fifth, Jeff Burton sixth, Dale Jarrett rebounding into seventh after nearly getting wrecked on lap 1. Ricky Craven is eighth, Jeff Green is ninth, and teammate Kevin Harvick rounds out the top 10. So far, it has basically been the Jeff Gordon show up to this very point. Here in Auto Club, he has led his 20th lap this afternoon. Not a lot has really gone on in this race other than Jarrett nearly getting turned on lap 1 and Matt Kenseth sliding up the track but saving it. We should see cars pitting in the next couple laps or so, as we're getting close to green flag stops. Wearing down the tires pretty good here. Jeff Burton is starting to close up a little bit on Dylan Murway that time by. Or sorry, Dale Jarrett. He has passed Burton for sixth. Dale Jarrett was the winner at Vegas last week, leading basically all 66 laps. Cars continue to come around. Looks like we may be heading to green flag pit stops very shortly. Cars coming back onto the racetrack here. Dale Jarrett creeping into the picture. Labonte getting loose. Jarrett coming in to try to take sixth here. Dylan Murway trying to do everything he can to keep him behind. Trying to get a little bit of a better position there when they go into green flag pit stops. Dylan Murway and Dale Jarrett still going at it here. So Jeff Gordon is taking the lead for the first portion of this race. He's gone very strong so far up to this point. Delmore trying to maybe get a pass on the outside. Nope. Tucks right in. And edges him out of the way, no less, on that little pit stop. That was a little aggressive. Shoves him out of the way when into turn 3. Everything seems to settle down here. Top 4 have really spread out, especially Dylan Murway there. Oh, I got a crick in my neck. So now we got 4 cars going into this battle after Dylan Murway attempted to break the draft. We have a couple cars thinking of coming on pit road. Nice little 4-car blanket for 5th. Jeff Gordon continues to lead to this point. As Jarrett takes the spot, Labonte crosses low, and Dylan Murway will fall in at 7th. Dale Jarrett has moved in the top 5. Jeff Burton is 6th. Too late. Burton coming down low. And there's a nice little battle there for 6th. You'll probably see the leaders come down pit road now. If not now, next time by. You're on board the 121. And Burton is going to go around off in turn 1. Stays out of the way. Looks to be a single car incident as the field will race to the caution flag. First caution of the afternoon. Jeff Gordon still is your leader. Oh, yeah. God damn it. Burton tried saving it there in turn one. Only lost maybe a handful of spots there. We're going to pit. Maybe tighten this thing up. Looks like everybody else. Oh, Bobby Labonte stayed out. So you might have pulled pit strategy there. Here, remember, he was in that first wave. Several of those cars that stayed out were in that first wave. So, here we go. Hopefully we get out first. And we will. Oh, we get out fourth. Great pit stop, and we'll restart behind Matt Kenseth. Green flag back into the air. Jeff Gordon is the leader, but he's fourth in line because everybody else is basically fighting to get on the lead, stay on the lead lap. Meaning if there's a caution, Casey Kane's going to have to play almost borderline dirty here to try to stay on the lead lap. Dylan Murray caught in a no-win situation here, trying to look for a spot to get in line. Sterling Marlin's able to come up and willing to let Dylan work with him. Gordon is third in line on the track, but he is scored as the race leader. As we continue to race down. Still fighting for big fight for sixth between Dylan Murray and Ryan Newman. Just remember, the cars that just pitted are going to be good to the finish unless they start getting a ton of cautions. However, if we don't, the cars in front, Bobby Labonte, looks like Bobby Hamilton's up there. In fact, it held Gordon up so much that Kenseth is able to take the lead in the 17 because he's caught up behind the 55 of Hamilton. Looks like Johnson's going to try to go for it here on the inside. Dylan Murray trying to pass him. Closes the door. Looks like Dylan Murray gets to Johnson. He's able to move and take third. You got Jeff Green up ahead. Matt Kenseth has open track in front of him. Everybody here is within a second. This is basically a Talladega race. Look at that. Dylan Murray's got Dale Jr. in his wake trying to run down the 17 of Matt Kenseth. Jr. looks to the inside off 2. Keep in mind all the damage Bobby Labonte might have sustained from that lap 1 dust-up. And there's Dylan trying to charge in here. Comes under Kenseth. And can't quite get it. Trying to suck the draft off Kenseth again. Trying to keep Jr. behind him. There's Dylan Murray trying to... Can't quite hold Kenseth here. Still side by side. Junior's in third. Jimmy Johnson's in fourth. Looks like Jeff Gordon got shuffled to fifth in that little mess. Got 4 cars fighting for the blanket, fighting for the lead, fighting for the win. Kenseth up the track. Junior in second. Dylan Murray is out front. Now can he settle in here in this late stretch? Kenseth has a little bit of move up the outside. Big block by Dylan Murway. 3 wide for the lead. Gordon trying to follow his teammate Johnson way down low. Earnhardt takes the spot. Dylan Murway trying to charge that corner. Right here. Can't quite he clears Johnson. But he's got Gordon trying to go for it here on the inside. There's 5 cars, all with an opportunity to win. Who does Junior block? He's got Kenseth up in third. Gordon trying to look for another win, add to his total, because the more wins you get during the regular season, the more it matters in the playoffs. Dylan Murrow, oh, he moved Junior. Oh, boy. He moves Junior to take the lead. Kenseth is in third. Hopefully, this battle here can kind of settle down. Dylan Murrow taking Junior all the way down low that lap. Got 4 cars all within inches of each other. They'll probably wreck, and Mark Martin will come out the leader. All 5 of these guys will wreck, and Mark Martin will come out of the leader. In fact, speaking of Mark Martin, he's on the inside pushing Jimmy Johnson. Dylan Murrow trying to charge in, makes more contact with Junior, runs him up the track. Jimmy Johnson comes in, and that brings a whole new wave of characters to the party. This time, Jimmy Johnson, Mark Martin, Dale Jarrett on the inside with a lot of momentum, with Sterling Marlin here in 5th. Bobby Labonte is 6th in line. However, he is not 6th on the racetrack. Jarrett, oh, they make contact. Johnson with a nice run on the outside lane. 3 wide in the middle. Who does Dylan go with? There's 7. Now Kenseth and Gordon are back in this party. Marlin goes to the middle and try to get the lead. Dale Jarrett takes the lead late here at Auto Club. Man, this is wild. This is like a Daytona race. You got Bobby Labonte on the inside lane. Question is, does he have the speed to push Dylan Murrow because of all that damage? Maybe get him past Marlin and get to the number 88 of Dale Jarrett. Jarrett is clear. Marlin trying to look low for second. Amazing racing here in getting close to the late stages here at Auto Club. Settle down, bud. Settle behind Jarrett. All right, come on. Down low. Big run here. And Dylan Murway will now go back to the point. Now, Dylan Murway, Dale Jarrett fighting for the lead. Marlin's up there in third. As Marlin falls back to third, Dylan charges the corner to try to take the lead from Jarrett. Keeping it real tight with him. Jarrett drops back to third. Now it's Dylan Murway and Sterling Marlin with Jeff Gordon up in third. Jeff Gordon trying to look under Sterling Marlin. They won the first 2 races. Gordon looking to win 2 races in the 2 times in the first 4 races. Gordon to the lead. Dylan charges down low. I think we're going to have at least 15 lead changes by the time this is over. Still neck and neck here at Auto Club. Gordon finally settles down in third. Marlin trying to move under Dylan. A little bit of contact there. Gordon slides at the track, gets the wall. And around goes Marlin on the backstretch. And a huge wreck. Martin involved. And the field will come back to the caution with Matt Kenseth in the lead. Dale Jr. got some damage in that. So he comes out. Rusty Wallace is in it. Comes into the path of Rusty Wallace. Earnhardt Jr. gets involved. Here we go. Kenseth is the leader. We got 5 cars. Almost looked like we had 5 cars on the lead lap. Everybody else a lap down. Matt Kenseth is leading, followed by Dale Jr., Jimmy Johnson, Dylan Murway, and Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Dylan Murway, and Dale Earnhardt Jr., the top 5. Kenseth leads. Gordon is in second on the track in the lead lap list. In line, he is currently third, is the lap car, Bobby Labonte. Gordon trying to look under Kenseth for the lead. Yeah, I'd admit that was some good racing there for a little bit between those 3 cars. That was some amazing racing, you have to admit. Kenseth hit the wall early in the race, and he's up there fighting Jeff Gordon for the win. Kenseth crosses under Gordon. Here comes Ricky Rudd trying to fight Dylan Murway for 4th. Rudd crossing under Murway for 5th. And Rudd spins to the inside. Yellow is out. Oh! Wow, Martin just ran into Dylan Murway there. Big damage. Hopefully this... And it looks like Kenseth takes the caution. Jeff Gordon will take the caution. So there's another replay. Two more laps to go. 2 more laps. 6 to go. Green flag into the air. Let's go. Dylan Murway trying to keep the field behind him. Kenseth looking under the inside of Gordon. So does Kenseth, Gordon, Johnson, Burton, and Craven, the top 5. Dylan Murway continuing to drop back. And now got a big pileup this time on the backstretch. Newman's in it. I think I saw Johnny Benson involved. We're racing back to the yellow flag. Yeah, as looks like this could end the race here. Johnny Benson, Shane Hall. Wow, Newman got battered in that. Comes in. Oof, collects Johnny Benson. Nearly gets Steve Park. Shane Hall comes by, slams into him. Got a 2-lap shootout here. And the green flag is out. Now the white flag here at Auto Club. Matt Kenseth was able to get the lead from Gordon, so he's got 1 lap to hold him off. One more lap to make it back to the checkers. Can Matt Kenseth hold off Jeff Gordon into turn 3? Still 3 wide further back. Trying to keep the field behind him as much as we can as they race to the checkers. And it looks like Matt Kenseth will be credited with the win here at Auto Club, followed by Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Burton, and Dale Earnhardt Jr.
I know the teams aren't happy about that. This has been NASCAR Racing, brought to you by EA Sports and MRN. So long, we'll see you next week at the North Carolina Speedway.
All right. Let's look at the unofficial results. So, honestly, though, how about some of the racing near the late stages of this race? Pretty insane. So, Matt Kenseth wins today at Auto Club, followed by Jeff Gordon finishing second, Jimmy Johnson finishing third, Jeff Burton finishes fourth, Dale Earnhardt Jr. finishes fifth, Dale Jarrett finishes sixth, Ricky Craven finishes seventh, Tony Stewart finishes 8th. Kevin Harvick finishes 9th. Bill Elliott will finish 10th. Kurt Busch will finish 11th. Mark Martin finishes 12th. Jeff Green finishes 13th. Michael Waltrip 14th. Steve Park with a nice full cruise up to a top 15. Dylan Murray ends up 16th. Johnny Benson finishes 17th. Terry Labonte finishes 18th. Robbie Gordon finishes 19th. And Ward Burton finishes 20th. 21st is Ken Schrader. 22nd is Rusty Wallace. 23rd is Greg Biffle. 24th is Jeremy Mayfield. 25th is Jimmy Spencer. 26th is Kyle Petty. 27th is Frank Kimmel. 28th is Todd Bodine. 29th is Elliott Sadler. And 30th is Jamie McMurray. 31st is Jerry Nadeau. 32nd is Mike Skinner. 33rd is Sterling Marlin after starting on the pole. John Andretti ends up 34th. Ricky Rudd, 35th after a late spin. Shane Hall finishes 36th. Bobby Hamilton, 37th. Bobby Labonte, 38th. Casey Atwood, 39th. And Shauna Robinson will end up 40th. 41st is Casey Kane. 42nd is Ryan Newman, crashing late. And Scott Wimmer ends up finishing last. So, in terms of leaders, Jeff Gordon has led the most laps with 39. Kenseth, second most with 13. Dylan Murray, third most with 4. Marlin led 2 laps. Jarrett led 2 laps. Earnhardt Jr. led 2 laps. So only 6 drivers led lap. 12 changes among 6 drivers. Matt Kenseth and Jeff Gordon were the 2 drivers that led the most laps. So winner's purse, $195,000, goes to Matt Kenseth. Caution flags, 4 for 7 laps. 12 lead changes. The race took an hour, 1 minute, and 38 seconds. Average speed, 120 miles an hour. And margin of victory is 25 100ths of a second. So we'll go ahead and save. Aren't doing any saving here, and then go over the weekly awards, including the point standings. All right. So, stats for the race: 4 races, 4 different winners, and the window of opportunity. Hopefully, more drivers start winning, because that window could shrink. You got Dale Jr., Michael Waltrip still haven't won. Tony Stewart hasn't won yet. Bobby Labonte hasn't won yet. Rusty Wallace, Tony Stewart. Even some of the rookies. Jimmy Johnson's coming close, but not much. So Dylan Murray adds a little bit of cushion between him and that top 30 cut line, which is currently Greg Biffle. In terms of point standings, Mark Martin is the points leader. And it all comes, remember, the regular season champion will be awarded at Daytona at the end of the regular season and at the end of that 3-race stretch in the Daytona area. Followed by a race at the Sandy Beaches of Daytona, and a race on the Daytona Roval, and a race on Daytona Superspeedway. So, as we look at driver awards, Sterling Marlin won the pole. Jeff Gordon led the most laps in this race. Jeff Burton passed the most cars. Mark Martin set the fastest pace. Jimmy Johnson was the best rookie of the race for the third week in a row. And Kevin Harvick made the EA Sports most exciting move of the race. Rookie of the Year, Jimmy Johnson continues to open up that margin over Dylan Murray. One of these two could get a win here very shortly. Sterling Marlin has got to earn his second pole of the year, so he has 2 poles. Mark Martin and Dale Jarrett both have 1. There was no winner from the Jackpot 5 at Vegas, so the next race at Richmond will have the top 5 from Vegas. If they win, that driver will earn an extra $1 million. Ford now has a 1-point lead over Chevrolet with their second straight win this season. And you see the EA Sports Lap champion is Jeff Gordon and Dale Jarrett at the top of the heap, with Mark Martin, Kevin Harvick, Matt Kenseth rounding out the top 5. And then the rest of the field, Dylan Murray, Sterling Marlin, Tony Stewart, Robbie Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Ricky Craven, and Ford Burton, and the 18 of Bobby Labonte. So tune in next time for race 5 of 36 at North Carolina Speedway, which may be run on New Year's Eve. Stay tuned.